everybody, just a big hello, big hug. Back here again, presenting another video. Brutal leg session, just brutal. Um, Put the timer on this morning so I could get up and drink my coffee. Yeah, no, I didn't get up I don't have this to wake up. I get up to have a cup of this. Take a big sip. Ah, so good. So good. It's the only vice I have left. They've all left me now. I'm all alone, just with my coffee. So today, brutal leg session. I got it into my mind. When you make up your mind that you're going to go into the gym, like 3 days before, you're thinking about this session, right? I'm going to do it this way, and I'm going to do so many reps, and then I'll pile on the weight on this machine, and then I'll just gonna go for extra reps on this one, and I'll superset, and you get, I don't know, I'm obsessed with this shit. I love it. It's a big part of my life. I'm progressing at it. I'm getting better at it. I'm getting stronger. I'm achieving everything that I want to achieve with this. Just step by step. This is a protracted, very slow process. But the thing is, if you stay on the path, if you do not waver, if you're on point, it's like it just all happens. Sooner or later, it's like impossible not to reach your goal, basically. It's like when you're on a diet and you're doing it by the numbers and you're doing it faithfully. Like, say you need 3,000 calories and you go down to 2,600, 2,500, you're doing your macros, you're on it, you never cheat. It's like impossible not to lose the fat, right? And as long as you're working out, doing everything just perfect, it's really hard not to reach your goal. You have to, snatch victory from the jaws of defeat or something. I mean, it's just like, it's very hard not to reach your goal if you are doing everything on point day in, day out. So this is what I've been doing. And it's one of those things where success kind of breeds on success. And if you're doing the thing, everything's working, you don't want to miss a workout, so you continue and the whole thing starts building. Take a week off here, you blow off a workout over there, you go in and just, socialize, you don't really put in all your effort, and then the whole thing starts to, snowball downhill. Now, I put out this content because I am so in love with this activity, and I believe that there's many, many people out there that have the same mindset as me and want to achieve their goals. Perhaps it's not getting on a bodybuilding, stage and, showing off the body. It's just their personal goal. They want to look good, they want to get as buff and big and powerful as they can. And maybe it's not for the public eye. Maybe it's only for their eyes only, but they want to do this, and they don't want to waste their time. I don't want to waste my time either. So, just planning out these workouts and trying to give your 100% to where 100% is needed. And that's exactly what I did today on this leg routine. I need to build up my legs. Like, my upper body is okay. I've done all the biometric testing and all this stuff, and they show you exactly where the muscle, the viscera, the blood, all this, the bone, where it's all distributed. And it seems like my legs are lagging behind my other body parts. And so this periodization, starting from the 1st of October, I decided to prioritize the legs like I have never done before. Like, I'm getting serious about this. At least twice a week, hitting the heavy compounds, at least 2 heavy compounds per session, 3 isolation moves, not doing an extreme amount of sets, but doing a decent amount of volume through exercise selection, and of course progressing in every single parameter of weight and reps within the set. Sometimes I'll do even a 3rd workout on my legs if I am recuperated. So today, I had it in my mind, I got to build up the back of my legs especially, and the quad, everything, but everything needs to be built up. But today, I decided to do the RDLs. I'm getting pretty strong on the deadlift again. I can yank 4 plates off, at any given moment for 5 reps or whatever. And so that's not a challenge, but it doesn't work my hamstring. I don't feel like sore in the back of my legs when I do the deadlift. A more specific attack is required. So I always had a bit of a doubt, like between the stiff leg and the Romanian deadlift. I guess I do a hybrid. I try to keep my legs as stiff as possible, and I just hinge at I bring my butt out. Like, it's just like lean the butt back, and I feel the stretch on the back of my legs. I know what I feel. It's all the pressure goes to the ham, to the insert where the glute ties in, and that's where all the work goes on that particular deadlift, and it's about half the weight of my max deadlift. So I'm working between 175 and I'll go up to maybe 275. I can do 3 plates. I can do 3 plates on those stiff-legged, no problem. But today, since it was like the first time I was incorporating them into the routine, I wanted to keep it, sane, normal. So 3 sets. Started out with lightweight and finished with the 225s. And it was great. Like, today I'm filming 24 hours later, as I usually do. The back of my legs are pumped. Getting, my all my clothes are getting tighter in the legs, which I love that feeling. Used to hate it, when I was fat. But now that I'm gaining muscle, it's like I want to change, pant size now. I want to get the larger, baggy-ass pants and then tailor them down to the small waist and leave the legs all flared and stuff, because it's getting tight. So I'm really enjoying that process. The problem with doing the RDLs at the very beginning is that I got a lower back pump. That's why oh man, I couldn't do squats like that. So I went and did isolation moves on the machines, did the leg curl, did the adductor, and then went to the leg press. Now, the leg press is a movement that I've almost my entire life been stuck at 5 and 6 plates, bringing the depth way down, like trying to stretch all the way down, almost bringing the knees to my head. And it never worked for me. Like, sincerely, it just didn't work for me. I get good pumps, I get a lot of volume in, I do everything I could do to do it right, but it wasn't doing it. So now I'm obsessed. I've got it in my mind of just piling on a lot of weight and doing like little tiny 1/4-inch reps. No, that's bullshit. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to bring it down to enough depth. Subjectively, when I'm in that press and I bring the weight down, I have my hands on my knees to stabilize because I don't want to risk anything. That's a lot of weight. You can get crushed underneath that weight. God forbid your adductor, twitches or, gets a spasm or a cramp or even tears. So I'm very careful of going down kind of slow. I'm not just going to bang it out. So I stabilize with my hands and I bring it down to depth, to where I feel that all my thigh, now it's engaged, my entire thigh is feeling all that weight, and then I pump it back up. And I try to maintain a fast cadence, as fast as that weight will permit. I try to push the thing with a constant. And by doing that, you can get more reps in, but at the end they'll just stall because, the fatigue accumulates when you're doing speed. And at the end, then you try to do those extra reps, and that's the time under tension. You extend the set further than normal under that circumstance, and of course that will build up more tension because you're spending more time in the set. I don't like to do slow reps off the start. It compromises your strength. It compromises your aggressive attack on the weight, so it limits your power source. It's just a backward way of trying to build strength, in my opinion. Doing slow reps is fine when strength is not what is concerning you, when you're not trying to build power. Power and strength always have the speed element in it. If you take it out, it's you're doing something wrong, man. It's not going to build optimally. That's all I can say. And it certainly won't do that for me. So I don't do it that way. So I got up to 8 plates on it, and it's like the second, perhaps the third time in my life I've done 8 plates. And it's starting to feel more familiar. Like the first push off, it feels extremely bone crushing heavy. It's like I can barely move that platform, but once I get it into place and I start to do the reps, it feels easier. I don't know how that works, but getting the first push off is just so hard. And then I can do it. Then I can push it. And it's starting to feel more familiar. That's all I can say. And it's starting to become my comfort zone in the highest weight range. I was going to do 9 plates, but I just, I decided, another day. I'm building up the CNS, the feel for these 8 plates. So it'll become easy for me. It's okay, 10 reps. It wasn't that hard. I could do more. I could do another set. And so leave some on the table for the next session. And that's the thing. How do you attack those super high weights? Because you have to do a lot of feeder sets, right? You don't go in and say you're going to do 10 plates. How the hell do you get there? That'd be 10 sets if you're adding just one plate at every move. So you got to take some big jumps or start kind of heavy. So I started with 4, moved up to 6, then did 7, and then 8. And, the moves from 6 to 7 felt heavy, and then 7 to 8 felt heavy. So I couldn't really imagine jumping 2 at a time, but I think that's what I'm going to do next time. Like, I'll start off at 5. I think 4 is too low. It was too easy. So my baseline for the press will be 5 plates, and then 5 to 9 is like 5 jumps. But then if you're doing 10 reps on each set, it's going to be very hard to get a decent top set. So I'm strategizing. I'm investigating how should I go about this, because the next session I really want to do the 9 plates because I need to get up to 10. 10 and 11 is my goal. 11. With 2 people up on top. No, some of the guys at the gym do that. There's an IFBB pro there who he does 11 plates and his training buddy. He's got, he's short. He's like one. He's 5'5", 5'6", weighing 240 pounds. He's got short legs, built absolutely. But there's kind of an advantage when you don't have to move the weight like 3 feet. You only move them a foot and a half. The longer the range, the more energy you need, but that's neither here nor there. For me, if I reach 11 plates, that's an ungodly amount of weight for me. I'm trying to build them up to 10. So after that, finished with the Smith. Now, I've been thinking about the Smith, all week since I did my last session. I did the 315, 3 plates times 20 reps for... It's not that much of a partial, man. You get under that bar. If you were doing them, if you were me doing those things, you'd feel you're moving, like you're going down quite a bit. Like, I feel it all on my quads in any case. I'm maintaining the tension on the quads. It's not like standard powerlifting break 90-degree angle and all that. But I'm not trying to be a weightlifter competing. I'm trying to build up my quads, and I feel that maintaining the tension with really heavy weights is working. So the last move of the day was the Smith. So I arranged it out without weight. Okay, cool. Got the pins up here so I can clank, clank. Kind of like rest them on there for a split nanosecond, like you would like if you're doing a bench squat where you sit down but not without discharging the tension. I think that bench squat, I tried it once. I really don't like it. But here with the pins, it's kind of like a pseudo where you kind of discharge a bit of the tension, obviously, because it hits the pin. And so started out with very lightweight, then went up straight to 315, and then did my working set with 405. And the 315 felt heavier than the 405 because I had a bit of trepidation, caution of lowering down the weight. So I was like, hit the pin, okay, pump, pump. On the 405, I just went for it. I attacked it aggressively, and thereby it felt easy. I was like, just go move that thing. And I know that I had more in me. I could do, 4.5 next time. Because the goal there is 5 plates. Just 5 plates with that height on the pin. And then eventually, bring it down a bit. But I'm not that big of a fan of acid grass anymore, especially if you want to save your knees. Everybody is different. Like, I've seen some of the proponents for Astagrass, they have great legs, right? But it seems like they've always had great legs, and they'd have them anyway. They would work them. It's like it's just part of their genetic feature. They are leg-dominant people, and then, who happen to do Astagrass, and then, of course, Astagrass is associated by causation, or correlation, not causation, as the way to go for big legs. But the truth is, and they hurt my knees. And I've done Astagrass. I've done 425 for 4 reps, like all the way down. I'm talking not 90 degree. I'm talking about your ass is almost touching the ground and getting up with that. And the only thing I got from that, not big legs, I got a big pain in the knees. That's all I got. So, everybody is different. I'm not saying that don't do them. For some people, it's just the way to go. It's their best way. And who am I to say otherwise? But this is where, personal experience comes in. What works for you? And I did those Astagrass for a long time, or long enough to know that for me, it's just not doing it. And I tried high reps also, 20 reps, with 2 plates, 2.5. That's cardio. It's It's very taxing. And yeah, I would get pumps, but it just wouldn't grow my legs. It wasn't doing it for me. So for me, for this person over here, he's doing partials on some exercises. On others, I go full range and do full range is required on many exercises for full development. This, for me, no, because to keep the tension on the quad, you don't have to break parallel because you release tension from the quad. Now you're placing it on other parts, your glutes, your hams. Your knees do take a lot of stress if you're not properly angled. There's a lot more to it than just saying that, no, full range of motion. It's very qualified. You have to see. So this is what I did today. Brutal leg session. I came home. I did this very early in the morning, came home in the afternoon, and, took a nap at 4 in the afternoon, didn't wake up. I woke up like at 1 to take an ibuprofen. My legs were just like squirming. They were in pain, like not in pain, they were just like so fatigued that I had to do something, So I got up and took an ibuprofen, feeling much better now. But like again, I feel that it's just they're growing. They're growing, they're finally moving, they're finally filling out the leg size, that with the bulk. Like I'm eating a lot of food, but in the last few days, since I've come off the gear, which is strange to try to get big, right? All of a sudden he comes off the gear. I came off the gear. I've been, blasting for almost a year. I came off and just doing TRT now. So, man, I've been losing a lot of water for sure, but the strength, no. Like at the gym, I feel very energetic. I don't feel any different. Like I feel just the same. And it's been over a month now. And so I just feel the same. I feel the same kind of like, type of Superman energy, but, with greatly reduced dose. Obviously it's just a TRT, which I take half one time, like half on Tuesday, the other half on Friday. So it's like very small to what I was used to. So lost some weight, even though I'm eating a lot of food, and I attribute that to just losing a lot of water, excess water retention, because you do, when you're doing a lot of gear, you do retain a lot of water. And of course, I guess muscle, but I don't care. It's like, this is part of my plan. I had to stop. I didn't have to stop, but I plan to, and, for the foreseeable future, and then when I do go back on, because I'm staying on point with the diet, with the food, with the training, it'll be even better, God willing, maintaining my health and everything. So, sharing a bit of that, there's so many points of view. People get very impassioned about these things, I'm Maddie, no, I'm only, do this and that, and it's all. Look, every person is, can decide what the hell they want to do. If you want to go one way, you can go one way. If you want to go the other, stay whatever. It's up to you. I would not be judgmental. I'm not judgmental on anybody. Whatever they want to do, that's fine for them. As long as they don't try to promote it as this is the thing that you and everybody else has to do because I do it. And if you don't do it because I do it, then you're wrong. That's just asinine. 7 billion people, 7 billion individuals, 7 billion different worlds, different viewpoints, different opinions. Everybody's got their own particular universe in their head. To try to unify everybody under some kind of, unified criteria on anything is just, I think it's counterproductive in any case. I think everybody should have their own experiences, their own unique way of living and doing things, and this obviously contributes to a vastly enlarged, exponentially humongousOid, human race. Whereas if it was just like an ant colony, it's like you can't distinguish one individual from the other. They're all the same. Everybody's the same. They all look the same. They all feel the same. They all think the same thoughts. They don't differ on anything. They're just unanimous about everything. I mean, come on, that's not us. That's not human race at all. Anyways, enough rants. Enough. Coffee is really good today. It's almost like a speed for a speed freak. I just love my coffee. Like I said, it's my only vice. No drugs, no alcohol, only bodybuilding and PEDs. I don't drink alcohol, only PEDs. And, I'm even off of those now. So anyways, really enjoying this bodybuilding journey. It really, really has me engrossed. And, I just can't wait, to get older. Like many people dread, I don't want to get older. I want to stay young. Not me, man. And to me, it's totally the contrary, because my hope is increasing every day, so I can't wait till I'm 65. I can't wait till I'm 70. My mother, who is 77 years old, she'll be 78 this year, is starting bodybuilding. She lives on a farm on top of a hill and lugs wheelbarrows filled with, like, big branches, and she works a chainsaw. She's fit. But she was a little bit overweight, and I got her to finally, after a lifetime, to get on calorie counting and macros, and she's dropped some fat. She's feeling awesome, and now she wants to pick up weightlifting. She says her mission is to reach 80. She wants to reach 80. She's not dreading reaching old age. She wants to, because she's feeling better every single day. It's, I want to be the best 80-year-old lady there is. But she can't relate to her peers because everybody's walking either on crutches or hooked up on, oxygen, or, they're overweight, they got diabetes, everybody, I'm not, shitting on people who are sick. It's just, if you don't take care of yourself, you'll have the same person inside a prison that is going to hell. And why would you want to do that? Sloth, negligence, ignorance. There is no excuse for ignorance in this day and age. Find out. Save yourself. Regardless of whatever your beliefs are. If you are not progressing and being saved in the here and now, like at this very moment, it's not going to happen. Nobody's going to come and save you from freaking falling apart. Nobody. God won't. He'll pick you up at the end after you die. Now, is that really what you hope for? Is that your plan? You're hoping that you die? I mean, I think there's a scripture that says, all those who hate me love death. Speaking of the personified person of wisdom. All people who hate wisdom love death. It's their only out. Because you're going to be fucked. Your body, everything's just, try to take care of yourselves, guys. And girls. Take care of yourselves. Make this priority. Make life, living, and being healthy a priority. You won't regret it. You'll wake up every day more hopeful for the next. God bless everybody. We'll see you next time.